Hello everyone. In this session, we will learn how to import data with multiple lines for a single record. First, log in with the tenant credentials. So, let's take an example of the sales order screen. A sales order with multiple line items means that a single order can include several products or services. Each product is added as an individual line item, but all of these line items are linked to the same sales order. So, to upload such orders efficiently, we use the Excel import feature, where each line item is entered as a separate row while maintaining the same sales order number. Now, let's begin the process. First, navigate to the menu and search for the sales order. Open the sales order screen. The screen is now open. Move to the grid view. This is the sales order listing screen. From here, go to the action panel and click on the import map to open the import screen. Before performing the import, we need to prepare the Excel sheet first. Let's open the Excel sheet. As you can see, we have already prepared the sheet. These are the columns we have created for the sales order screen, along with the order line tab. In this example, we have used only one record with one line item for importing. One record means one order number against with one product. Now, save this Excel sheet and move back to the sales order screen. We will import the same Excel file here. First, add mapping name. Sales order 1. Click on Save Mapping Name. After that, click on the Upload button and select the Save Excel sheet. Once the file is uploaded, all Excel columns will appear on the left side under the Excel column box, and all the database columns will be displayed on the right side under the System Columns box. Now, map the columns with the database column by clicking on the Map field arrow. For example, Map Organization with Organization, Order Number with Order Number, Target Document Type, Customer with Customer, Location, Warehouse, Payment Term, Payment Method, Currency Rate Type. After completing all header level mappings, move to the next tab, which is the Order Line tab. Again, map the Excel column with the database column for the order line entries. For example, product, product quantity with quantity entered, price with price entered. Once again, we have map with price, list price. After mapping all Excel columns with their respective database columns, now next, mark the sales. Go back to the order header tab here. Mark the sales transaction is so transaction as a default value so that this record will appear on the sales order screen after import. After mapping, click on the Save Mapping button. Once you click it, the system will show the message that is import mapping saved. Now, let's import the data. Click on the Import button to start importing the Excel data. The import process will begin, and once it is completed, the system will show the message that import done successfully. After importing, the data is temporarily stored and will not immediately appear on the sales order screen until it is fully processed. To make it visible, we have to mark the Commit After Import checkbox as a true and then click on the Import button again. Once this is done, the import process will complete and data will be successfully committed to the system. Now come back to the sales order screen. Refresh the screen. See, the imported document number are now displayed here. All the details that were entered in the Excel sheet have been successfully uploaded and imported to the system. Now next, we will move to the Excel sheet, where we create the data for multiple line item for a single sales order record. We just open the Excel file. As you can see, the data required for importing has already been prepared. Let me explain how we structure the Excel sheet where there are multiple line items under one sales order. This sheet contains both the header level data and child type data, that is ordered details which we recently used for importing a single record. In the same manner, we have now prepared the Excel data for multiple line items, since all these entries belong to the same sales order, that is the document number, order number. The document number remains the same across all rows. However, this particular sales order consists of 5 different line items, that is different products. Therefore, each row reflects a different product along with its respective quantity and price. This way, the system understands that these 5 rows are part of the same sales order, but correspond to different line items. See here, we already mentioned here the order ID, that is reflect for the single sales order with the different line items. Now, we will import this Excel sheet into the system. Go back to the sales order import screen. Here we will select the same saved mapping name that we used earlier for the previous Excel import. After selecting, click on the upload icon and upload the Excel file. Once file is uploaded, you can see that all the Excel columns appear on the left side and the corresponding database columns appear on the right side. Since the mapping was already saved earlier, the previous field mappings are automatically applied. We will use the same mapping for this import as well. However, in this case, we need to map one additional column, that is Order ID under Order Line tab with Order ID. For this, we switch to the Order Line tab and map with the Order ID. The reason this mapping is necessary is because Order ID and Date Order are marked as Identify columns for the order line records. So, mark as Identify column in database, so the system can correctly link to all line items to the same sales order number. Otherwise, the system would treat each line item as a separate record and create 5 different sales order instead of 1. Therefore, mapping this column is essential to correctly import multiple line items under a single sales order. Now, we will save the mapping. Once again, by clicking on the Save Mapping button. After saving, click on the Import button to perform a temporary import multiple line items under a single sales order. Here, the import is completed and results show no error. But see here, in the first, there is no error. But in the second row, we can see here in C order, the system shows in result that is VIS DBL, column CB partner ID C, document type C document number. This is related to the unique constraint. The order becomes unique based on the combination of these 3 fields. This constraint is applied at the database level, so that's why it will show the message over here. Because in each row, the document number B partner ID all are same. That's why it will appear the message over here. So, next we proceed to the final report. For this, mark commit after import as a true, then click on the Import button. The import is completed successfully. Once again, and the results show no error. Now, let's navigate to the sales order screen to verify the imported data. Refresh the screen. You can see the sales order with this is specified document number has been successfully imported. If we open this Order Line tab, we can see all 5 line items display, along with the record with their respective quantities and prices. This confirmed that multiple line items have been correctly linked to the same sales order record. Now, let's move to the next part, that is importing multiple sales order, each having their own multiple line items. For this, we have already prepared the Excel sheet. Open this Excel file. As you can see, the structure of the Excel sheet remains same, exactly same as the previous one. The columns are identical, only the record values are different. The sheet contains data for several sales order, and each sales order has its own set of line items, including products, quantities, price, and other required fields. This is the order number, and it has 2 line items. These are, and for the next line order number, these are the 2 different line items. Now, apart from this, all are same. Now, after saving this Excel sheet, go to the Sales Order Import screen. Once again, we select the same saved mapping name from the dropdown. Then we upload the newly prepared Excel sheet. All Excel columns appear on the left side, and all database columns appear on the right side, just like before. Since the mapping was saved earlier, all fields mapping are already applied automatically. At this moment, we do not need to change any mapping. However, if the user want to remove or adjust any mapping, they can do so directly from the mapping section as per the requirements. Now click on the Import button to perform the temporary import. After that, enable the Commit After Import checkbox True, and click on the Import button again. The import is completed successfully, and the results show no error. This confirms that the data has been processed without any issues. The same message is showing over here. Now, let's go back to the sales order screen. Refresh the screen. We can now see that all sales order number and their corresponding line items from the Excel sheet have been imported successfully. Each sales order appear with its complete set of child records in the Order Line tab. So, This is how a user can import a single record with its child tab data, a single record with multiple child records, or multiple records with multiple child tab entries. The system supports all these scenarios efficiently through the Export Excel import functionality. So, this is done for the custom mapping. Now please be continue for us with us for the next process, that how we can import the process, use the Excel import utility by using the default mapping.